Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I'm bringing you another $10 meal challenge. So I actually went to a few different stores, but there were some things that I have on hand. I'm going to turn you around and show you how much everything was and what I got, but the goal is to feed a family of 4 for the week, and this could be lunch, dinner, breakfast. Essentially it's 1 to 2 meals a day. So I'm hoping this will inspire you to shop on the cheap, especially now during all these times of uncertainty. There's inflation happening, there's food shortages, there's people going without jobs and without an income, and I want to be here to help. So if you are experiencing food insecurity, definitely dial your local 211 or reach out to me and I will try my best to help you in your area. I'm excited to announce that I've actually been doing these videos for 4 to 5 years now, which is incredible to me. So if you didn't find any inspiration in this video, I'm going to link my extreme budget meal playlist down in the description, and I'm sure there's something for you there. If you're new here, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. We make videos 3 to 4 times a week all about life here in Northern Colorado. We like to prepare our family on a budget, and that looks like a variety of different videos. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. We do have a second channel. I will link that as well, and that's more lifestyle here on our tiny homestead. Without further ado, I'm going to get you turned around and show you what we got. So like I said, we do things with variety here. There is no meat in this haul, but there is some dairy, and then I wanted to show you a way to incorporate meat on the cheap. So that is why you're seeing a lot of brands. I feel like we have something from Walmart, we have something from Kroger, and that is it this week, but there are plenty of stores where you can shop on the cheap. So for Walmart, the white corn tortillas are here, and I love picking this up. You can of course do yellow, but how many are there? I think 30. Yes, there are 30 medium white corn tortillas, so I always like to pick that up. I have some thin spaghetti. I have these sad looking potatoes. These were $1 at my Kroger. So it depends. If you find something like this, great for you. If you don't, pick up another thing of these mashed potatoes. They're like 90 cents at Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 Kroger. Sometimes you can get them 2 for $1. It really depends. Prices have definitely gone up on things like this, but there's a lot you can do with this besides making a mashed potato. So I wanted to include that, and I did have enough in my budget to include it because of these sad looking potatoes. And then next up are canned items. You of course can get some dried items. You can get fresh tomatoes if you wanted to, but this is what we went with this week. We have some diced tomatoes, some tomato sauce, some garbanzo beans, some lentils, and some tri-bean blend. And then the Colby Jack cheese was on sale for $1.50. I went ahead and took advantage of that sale. When in doubt, shop your apps, shop your sales, sign up for those reward programs if they don't cost you anything, because they're going to kick back at you when you most need it, I feel like. So in total, this all came to $10.35. And of course, that price is going to vary. I am in Northern Colorado. I'm a little on the east side as well. So my prices haven't been heavily impacted for us personally because I shop these sales, and my rule is to buy one now, get 2 for later. So when things are on sale, like organic varieties of canned items, I tend to stock up. So that is why I have those kinds of things on hand. If you're ever curious about that, go ahead and look at some of my recent videos. I break down how I prep on a budget. So I'm going to form a little meal plan for you here, and then I'm going to show you how I cook it all. This is going to be my main meal plan. I apologize if you cannot read my chicken scratch handwriting, but again, it went over by 33 cents. If you have that in the budget, great. If not, skip something in that haul. I don't know what, but here's the plan. I have 4 meals planned, and they will stretch us throughout the week. I do think we will have some leftover food to get creative with, so we shall see what I come up with. It usually just comes to me when I'm cooking it, but first things first, lentil meatballs with pasta. We have barbecue mini quesadillas, and then we have buffalo taquitos as well as chili. Of course, I can't make these authentically because I'm limited on ingredients, but I'm going to make them in the style of those things, if that makes sense. So we're in the fridge now. I did want to show you that at Kroger this week, we did find some great deals on other things. So $1.99 for feta cheese. So if you shop your sales, I know some of us don't have Kroger, but I did want to mention this. And then the chicken thighs were $3.48, as well as the beef patties, $5.35. So you don't have to use these for hamburgers. You can use them for other things. I did want to mention that. And then for bread, I always look in my sales section, but Walmart has their 50-cent loaves as well. This was $1.14 for onion bagels. So if you wanted to do breakfast this week, you could totally do this and save some of your chickpeas and make a hummus. And then I also, for sandwiches and things like that, found some bread for $2.49, and it is the 7-grain sourdough by Izio Bakery. So I did want to mention that if you want to spend an extra $5 and make these, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, you could totally do that. Of course, fruit is always on sale. Whenever I can find it, I pick up some fruit and cut it up, as well as our basic vegetables. So we're going back in the fridge, and I will say these onions and peppers were in a bag together for 50 cents. I have some broccoli down here. That was $1.50 for cauliflower and broccoli in the organic variety. So if you're new here, I shop Kroger clearance quite a bit. Every single week is what we are making our grocery list out of. You know, you can find a lot. We have chicks and ducks, and luckily we get some eggs from them, but they enjoy from time to time some vegetables as well. So this was $1.20 for 5 ounces. Not the best deal I've ever found, but just shop those sales when you can. And if you don't have a Kroger, I really encourage you to find a Walmart near you. If you are able to qualify for WIC, that really helps mothers and people with children, or some sort of food stamp. I mean, there's just so many different options out there. Wow, it is bright, but I'm trying to get away from the noise. Let me go back in here. But what I'm saying is there are many options out there, and I want you to keep that in mind when dialing 211. They will give you those resources. I've been there myself. I've done it. Some things we qualify for. A lot of things, I'd say 90% of things, we don't qualify for, unfortunately. And that's just how it is in the state of Colorado. So I understand your struggle. We're in one income family. Of course, I am fortunate to have a roof over our head, and I'm fortunate to have what we have. But the problem with this system of food is it's getting more and more messed up. So I get it. I empathize with you. If you're feeling that food insecurity, if you're feeling that anxiety at the grocery store like me, I am here. Please email me, DM me, do whatever you can to reach out. I am here to talk to you, to be a shoulder to cry on, and I'm here for solutions. I just want to help. So I will address it, because last time someone thought it was pretty funny, but not trying to be funny. A lot of people talk about drinks during these challenges. What do you drink? We drink water. If you need your alcohol, they have $3 wines at stores, or I said in the last video, drink a 40 if you need to, but there's a lot of options out there. Black tea, black coffee can be very inexpensive. Just don't use any additives. I would suggest kicking the soda habit early on. It's just terrible for you, to say the least, but there are many different ways to flavor your water. If you can't drink it, you could just grab a lemon or maybe some juice or something like that. But I understand that some of us have kids, so milk is something that is a little pricey. And if you're like me, I look at ingredients, and I prefer organic, grass-fed, just about anything. But Kroger does have a lot of sales on milk, 99 cents. Walmart has that as well. So I did want to add that in. We are going to get to the cooking now. First item on the agenda is a crock pot meal. Get that going low and slow while we prepare everything else. I like to do mine meal prep style just to save me some time. I apologize if this is distracting. I grow and start my seeds inside. I have a video on that if you want to see it. But here is what you're going to need. You're going to need half of your can of diced tomatoes. You are going to need half of your can of tomato sauce. You're going to need the tri-bean blend, and I went ahead and rinsed those. You don't have to, that's just personal preference. And then I am going to add some water. If you are using a chicken that you found on sale, you could also go to Sam's Club and get them for $4.99, that rotisserie chicken. You could use the bones and make a stock, and you could add chicken stock to things like this instead of water, but it's okay if you don't do that. I'm just going to add some extra salt and pepper. So I added 4 cups of water. I went ahead and diced all 4 of those potatoes. And I will say, instead of just getting those regular diced tomatoes, you could find something at Walmart. It's like a generic Rotel essentially, and you would have some peppers and onions in there. I think, because I've made this before, you would need 5 to 6 cups of water. So I'm gonna add 2 more cups of water and then season. So seasoning will not be in the price breakdown. I know that's disappointing for some of you, but I've talked about it before. Seasoning is an investment, but we have cumin, we have chili. I get my seasoning in the Hispanic foods aisle at my local Walmart, sometimes my farm stand, because I can find things for 70 cents and it lasts me a while. This is great value onion powder. And then we're gonna do salt and pepper. Give it a stir. And you're gonna go low and slow for around 8 hours. If you have it in the budget, get a bag of rice for 99 cents somewhere, and you could serve this on top of rice. You could get some extra potatoes, serve it over some baked potatoes. You could mix it with some extra pasta and put some cheese with it and make a chili mac. There's a lot that you can do with this. We are just gonna serve it with some corn chips, but easy peasy chili. In the meantime, we're gonna get our potatoes going. So you just need your potatoes in this pack here. And I'm gonna do 1 cup of water, and you're gonna bring that to a boil. And I'm only adding half of this packet, so half mashed potatoes, save the rest. I'm having trouble with angles today. My cabinet's in the way, but I need to listen to my children. They're playing outside, and we do trial and error when it comes to that. So they're all fenced in. I don't know, I get nervous. But what I did was rinse off the chickpeas and lentils. And what I'm doing is putting them into my food processor. You could keep this separate and just do lentil meatballs, but it's all the same for us, and I'm just gonna add both of them for the ease of doing that. Then you will have this blended down. I'm actually just gonna add a little bit of olive oil, but if it's not in the budget, I get that. Just add some water just to get your blender going. Unless you have like a Vitamix, then you won't have this problem, but this guy's going on like 12 years old here, so we shall see. We'll see what happens here. So I'm just gonna press it in there, get it blended, and then I will show you the consistency that you're gonna need. I have my bean mixture. I'm gonna scoop half of it out and put it in my bowl here. And this will be for the buffalo taquitos and the barbecue, I don't know what you wanna call them, quesadillas, although you could go a lot of places with those corn tortillas, so it just depends. But that's about half there, and then I will leave the other half in here so I don't have to create extra dishes. And then I will mix up whatever I need to in there. So we are preparing our meatballs here. It's getting a little messy, sorry. So in here we have half of the bean mixture. We have 2 corn tortillas that I just shredded up, and I'm going to put it in the blender here. I have a little bit of that tomato sauce. I have some herb blend seasoning, and we are gonna blend that up and then roll them into little bean balls, meatballs. That is all blended together, and then the last step is to add the rest of those potatoes, and this will act as a thickener, a flour with flavor is what I like to say. The corn tortillas really help with that, but these will make it more, I don't know, I guess it will be a little easier to roll these into meatballs. Do they taste like a meatball? Of course not, but that's the best we're gonna get. You need to be very open-minded when it comes to these challenges. You could pan fry these if you want, but I'm going to save some time and bake them so I have some more room on my stove to do other things. Okay, we have our mixture, and what I'm gonna do is just spoon a little bit into my hand here. wash your hands. I shouldn't have to say that, but sometimes I do. And just roll it. You'll see that that potato just made it super thick and manageable. And just in case there's any cracks, I don't know, I like to be a little careful. They don't really break apart too badly, but yes, they certainly resemble meat, but no, they don't taste like meat. And I've gotten comments in the past, you know, my family will hate that. Well, then use the ground beef or just do regular spaghetti with some cheese or something like that. It doesn't have to be a meat substitute. I'm just trying to show everyone how you can utilize the bean section of your store. And I will say you get a lot more bang for your buck when it comes to dried beans, and they are great for long-term storage as well, just in case you are prepping some food, which I think everybody should. So I don't know, dried beans, they take some prep work. I am fortunate enough to be at home with my kids, so I have some time to do that this year, but I get it. I've been there. I've been the full-time working mom, and it's very tricky. It's very difficult. So I get that if you don't have time to do that. Canned beans are just as good. You're just not going to get as many as you would with your dried beans. So yes. Okay. I don't know how many of these are going to make. It's always, this is what I'm talking about with the crack. You don't really want that. And that's just because the corn tortillas, I did not blend them as best as I could for sake of time. So you could also make little, I don't know if I even want to call it that, but flatten it into a patty, and it could mimic like an eggplant parmesan or a chicken parmesan. And instead of getting pasta, you could get a big hoagie roll from Walmart, like we were talking about. Melt some cheese and put some sauce on there. But when I'm making this mixture, I'm leaning towards more Italian style dishes. So that's up to you. But yes, we are gonna keep on keeping on. I will bake this at 400 for 15 to 20, but keep an eye on it. You never know what will happen. If you have like a spray oil, that would be good to do with this right now. Next on the list are the taquitos. So I just have a damp paper towel here, and what I'm gonna do is put that in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and they will be easier not to crack when we are rolling these up. So we are forming the taquitos now. So I just have one very warm corn tortilla, and I have my bean mixture here. I'm just going to use half because remember we are using the other half for the barbecue version of this, you could say. The kids are having a good time in the background. And then we have those mashed potatoes, so I'm just going to put those into here. This might even be too much for the mixture. And then I'm going to add some hot sauce, but we do have like Chick-fil-A sauces in there, and anytime we do fast food, which is not a lot, we just ask for extra sauce. So that's an option if you don't have the sauces. And what you're gonna do is just roll, 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 and you are good to go. You could add your cheese in here if you wanted, but I did save the chickpea liquid to make like a creamy aquafaba sauce, so that's also an option. I have 15 of these corn tortillas here, and then the other 15 will go to the quesadillas. Here are our taquitos. I just ended up putting buffalo sauce on top of these and just spreading it out just to have a different take on it. But we do have some potatoes left, so I'm actually going to put those in that barbecue quesadilla. I have my cheese cut up, but these are going in with the meatballs at 400 for around 12 to 15 minutes. And then next up, we do have the barbecue version of these. I'm just making them into a quesadilla, but you could roll them, or you could put some sauce on these and make it into one of those birria tacos. I don't think I'm saying that properly. I apologize, but 3 pieces of cheese in there and flatten it, and you are good to go. These were super delicious. I cut some of the meatball in half for you here. This is what it looks like. Soft on the inside, crispy on the outside. I'm going to put some of our tomato sauce on here and some of these cheese chunks, but you could use the Colby as well. And all I'm doing is putting it on toast and making a tiny little meatball sub, beanball sub. Here is my little meatball sub. I just did some mayo with it just for something, I don't know. But normally during the week we would serve it with some pasta sauce. I just wanted to taste this for you and tell you my honest opinion. I'm not pasta sauce. We would serve it with pasta, but I don't like to prepare the pasta ahead of time. So if you're doing one piece of toast, you could just do one meatball. But if you're doing another piece, this would be a great sandwich option. I just wanted to show you this option as well. Wow. Okay, this is very, very tasty. I would recommend, yeah, just maybe doing one meatball because this is quite a lot, but it's very filling already. And the tomato sauce just adds something to it. And what I did was take those 2 cans left over and I just blended down those thicker tomatoes, those diced tomatoes with the tomato sauce with a little bit of garlic and Italian seasoning. And we were good to go. But this is very yummy, satisfying, and filling. And that is what we are looking for. All right, I have everything plated. Eagles just got a touchdown. We're watching the Super Bowl, so we're all excited and loud over here. But here is the, I guess you can call them quesadillas and then a little taquito, but this is what we're having tonight. The kids will split this and I'll have one. And then here are the buffalo, I guess, what are we going to call these? Bean and potato mixture. So again, I'll have 2. The kids might have 2. I don't know. We'll see about this. But these are perfect meals to just serve with whatever you want. Honestly, rice is super cheap. Add some beans in there and then you have a complete meal. You could do some more mashed potatoes. You could just do a cheap vegetable for 88 cents at Walmart. You know, there's a lot of different side choices. You could get a box of processed macaroni and cheese for 55 cents at Walmart as well. If you wanted to do that at Target, I think it's like 60 cents or something like that. But that is what's going on. We have the meatballs all set up here. We have our extra sauce, and then I just put the spaghetti right next to us. We'll have this tomorrow and 2 meatballs per person, so that will go well. I don't think this will feed us through the whole week, but it will create some meals. So the goal was the whole week. I don't know if that's possible anymore. I might have to get more creative with rice and things like that. And then here is some chili. We are gonna enjoy that when it's ready. I might add just a little bit more powdered potato because we do have a little bit just to thicken it up, or you could smash those beans in there. So that is going to do it for today's video. I was hoping to get everything done before the big game, and I was excited to find, because we don't have cable, there's a free way to watch it. So there's always some things out there. You just have to research when you're on a budget. So we are all happy. We are going to eat all of this yummy food throughout the week. I appreciate you all being here. I hope this was helpful. Again, please reach out to me if you are experiencing any food insecurity, or maybe you just have some questions about prices. I can try and help you. I can tell you my experience in my area and what has been the cheapest for me. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I'll catch you on the next one, y'all. Bye.